pale princesses.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and if you are new, welcome to my channel. Today we have Megan again. I'm pretty sure you've been in my last 4 videos, maybe 5.
I'm making a comeback.
You're just taking my channel over. So today is a pretty exciting day. Why,
I
you
feel
may
like
ask.
you're a little short. Not in general, just like
You're just a little
you have a lot of space above your head. Like,
I'm as tall as you.
no, but look what I look like.
Bitch, what?
Now you're too tall.
There, that good?
Yeah.
Anyway, today is a very exciting day. Why, you may ask, before... What's your name again? Before Megan rudely interrupted me, she's having a home birth. If you haven't seen her video,
Why is this the vibe that this video is?
So if you haven't seen that video, it literally just came out today. Go check that out on Megan's channel. The link in the bio.
Description.
I'm really excited. If you're new here, I had a home birth and she came to my home birth. Originally, her plan was to have a hospital birth. This video is going to be based on my reaction to her telling me that she was going to have a home birth. So there are different parts in this because it wasn't just like she outright told me like, hey, I'm having a home birth, because she dipped her toes in the water at first. And I was like, oh, really?
Dip your toe in the pool of possibility. Is that a quote? So one day, I don't even remember what I was doing. I was lying in bed. That's not important. I had been in my mind, like, considering the idea of having home birth for like, I don't know how long before I started considering it, where I actually like called her, but it was like at least a couple days. And then I called her and immediately I just said, I'm afraid. But not for the reasons you might think. It's not that I was afraid of home birth. I was just afraid of the commitment to having a home birth, because literally everybody around me in my family was like, no. So I was like afraid of that, because I knew that that was something that I like was starting to want more and more, and I was like, oh no. So then I called her and I'm like, I'm afraid of my mind. And she was like, what the hell does that mean? And I was like, I think I want to do a home birth. And I genuinely don't remember what you said because I wasn't listening.
That's where I come in. So, to give you guys a backstory, before she told me this,
he's just sitting there going,
hi. So she didn't just like outright tell me. She was kind of talking about it a few days prior. Not necessarily, excuse you, I'm just kidding. But not in the sense that like she would have it, but I kind of had an idea that's where she was going, that she wanted to have a home birth, but she was just kind of nervous about just telling people about it. Not necessarily me, but other people, like her family. And so when she told me, it's gonna have the hiccups, I'm sorry. So when she told me, it wasn't a huge shock. I knew that way before, when we actually first met each other, we actually somewhat talked about home births, just natural birthing and everything like that. So it really wasn't like out of your realm, and so it wasn't super shocking. I obviously, just because I had a home birth, didn't want to pressure her into having a home birth if it's something that she didn't feel comfortable with or didn't truly want. So I just had a lot of questions and made sure it was something that she was comfortable with before she just like decided on it. And she basically made it really clear that she wants a home birth, and now that she had like fully decided, it was just about telling her parents. Because if you don't know Megan is really close with her parents and definitely respects their opinion on it. So it's not necessarily like she needed their permission, but she just kind of wanted their blessing, if that makes sense, which I totally understand. I'm the same way. Do you hear that?
gross.
But yeah, I was super excited about the idea.
Alex!
Guys!
You need to be a little bit more professional.
Look at it! He cares! No cares in the world. The only thing that made me nervous was her previous birthing experience with Jackson. That was the only thing that really made me nervous, especially because I wasn't there. So I really only know the stories that like you've told me, not saying that you lied or anything, but
yeah,
it's not like I really was there to see the tone or anything. And you were also in the middle of giving birth, so it's not like you really had a clear view of everything either. And so that was kind of like my biggest thing of just being worried. And so I basically just asked you all those questions on how you knew that this was the right choice and making sure that it was safe. And she obviously took those steps. If you want to see the steps that she did take, you could go watch her video. But yeah, so that was just kind of my biggest thing. And then once we kind of crossed that bridge, I was really excited. I was really nervous about her having a hospital birth, just in the sense of a lot of people were planning on coming, and I wanted to be there to obviously see Lincoln be born. Obviously, Carl took precedence over me.
Carl.
I'm kidding, but you guys know what I mean. So I was really excited that it was going to be a lot more laid back, if that makes sense, and so that way we could just be more comfortable. Obviously, safety is the number one concern, so I don't want anybody to be like, oh, they're just doing this because it's more comfortable.
Yeah.
Where, as if this is my birth too. But you guys know what I mean. I was very, very excited. So the next thing that I want to talk about was midwives. So I think a lot of people are going to be curious if like you have the same midwife as me and kind of like how we went about that.
Yeah, I did talk about the whole process of talking to midwives in my video. I did talk to a lot of midwives, and her midwives were in the pool of midwives that I was speaking to. And I did have, obviously, not like previous history, but like I already knew her midwives. I had already been to the appointments with her. I'd been to her birth, obviously, and I like was able to speak to her midwives, or at least able to speak to her midwife, Sarah, who was at her birth mostly. So I already knew them, and I already was kind of comfortable with them, and I initially thought that that was going to influence my decision a lot, but it actually didn't, which I was kind of surprised by. But yeah, I remember, I don't know if this was over the phone or in person, but I remember asking Alex if she had fear about Homebirth. One of the biggest things for me was that it was something that I really wanted to do, but I was still afraid, because I still thought like something was going to go wrong, and I was afraid of something going wrong, and I didn't like fully trust that everything could be handled in the way that it needed to be. And she told me that she really didn't have any fear, and I was kind of like, well shit, I don't know how to get over that, because like she didn't have any fear, but I have that fear, so I don't know if this is something that I'm actually going to end up doing, because if I couldn't get over that fear, I wasn't going to feel comfortable giving birth, and that's important too. And then it wasn't until I spoke to my midwife that I have now that I completely like got over that fear, and I fully understood that whole concept, because what she told me when I asked her about if she had any fear about it is she just said that she trusted her midwives like 100%, and I didn't have that yet until I found the midwife that I like have now and is going to deliver my baby. And so like that was something that I didn't understand till I met my midwife, and I scheduled my prenatal appointments with her literally right after I met her, because I just instantly felt that like connection and trust in her. And so like
and
that was cool.
That's really, really important. That's obviously not to say that like my midwives were bad or that they didn't have a connection. It's just the connection that she found with this other midwife was just stronger, and that's perfectly fine as well.
It's a very personal preference, personal experience, I guess.
And you do have to trust that person, because you're going to be in your most vulnerable state. And I don't know, I have met her midwife, and I really, really like her as well, so that's cool. I will be honest, I am just a little bit disappointed that she didn't go with my midwives, just because I love them so much, but like that's not something that I could choose for you, you know what I mean?
It's not your moment.
Yeah, I would have liked to see my midwives again and like do another birth. But meeting your midwife, I really like her as well. So I'm like excited to see if it's like a complete different experience, and like, I don't know, just like how things are going to unravel. So yeah, I'm happy, obviously. Either way,
just have another one.
Okay. My feelings on it now that she has gotten basically the clear on everything, that it is going to be safe and you feel comfortable doing it. I'm just so excited, guys, to have another home birth. Regardless of any birthing experience is beautiful and amazing. I just want to put out there, I am not against hospital births in any way, shape, or form. It's really, truly what you feel comfortable doing, because you're going to be the one giving birth, as long as it's obviously safe for you and baby.
This is one thing that like I really wanted to stress more, because I did talk about this at the very end of my video, but my camera was giving me the whole like blinky, like it's about to die, so I was kind of rushing it, and I wish I didn't rush this part because I feel like it is one of the most important things, is that I feel like birth is a very sensitive topic to a lot of people. I think a lot of people feel like if you're talking about the birth experience that you want specifically for yourself, it can feel as though you're like putting down other birthing experiences, and that's not at all what I'm trying to do or what Alex is trying to do, because like I am very excited and comfortable now about having a home birth, but I definitely wasn't before, and I also understand being like totally against it for yourself, being like absolutely not. But yeah, so mainly just re-saying what I said in my video and what she kind of just said is that you need to give birth however you feel most comfortable, even if a home birth is 100% safe from you and you get the clearance from every single midwife and every single doctor in the world. If you don't feel comfortable giving birth in your home, then it's definitely not the route you should take, because being comfortable, being secure, and feeling safe in whatever environment you give birth in is like one of the most important factors, because obviously you're going to be going through childbirth, which is a very extreme experience, and it's intense on your body. And if you're not completely as relaxed as you possibly can be, it's not going to be as much of a positive birth experience as you want it to be.
Right. So this is what we're doing now. That's me to stand and felt, so that is what we're doing. I also want to put out there that she obviously was not copying me or anything like that. I know we get silly comments like that all the time, because that's just an inside joke that me and Megan have with our friendship.
Giving birth to me has always been something that I have been very, I guess you could say, into in particular about. I very much enjoyed the idea of natural childbirth and home birth, although I still had negative feelings towards it for myself because I really didn't know that much about it. It's hard to say that I wasn't copying Alex when I say this, but going to her birth and experiencing a home birth is so much different than like reading about it or watching videos about it. It's just being able to actually see trained, certified midwives in action and see someone laboring in the comfort of their own home, and everything that goes on before and after is just very eye-opening. It's just something that you don't really truly know until you're actually able to experience it. And so that was definitely one thing that kind of influenced it, but not necessarily like if I had gone to anybody's home birth, it would have been kind of that same experience. It wasn't just because it was Alex's home birth.
So I think that is it for this video. If you guys have any questions, definitely head over to my Instagram. My comments have been getting disabled recently by YouTube, so I'm sure they're going to be disabled again. So if you guys have any questions or just want to talk, head over to my Instagram, and I'm going to put a little thing in my story so that way you guys can talk, because I miss communication with you guys, so I try to do that so much. But yeah, if you guys like this video, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!